What good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. This was a massive ban list, and with that, the shakeup to the market has been huge. A lot of stupid spending, a lot of interesting spending, and just spending all around. So hopefully you're using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying if you're one of the people going in. And I would also hope you're not one of the people just jumping on skill drain unless you got a really good deal on the large or the ultra rare early, because if you're spending $60 to $45 on the dual terminal version, I've got kinda bad news for you. The Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 version, there were leaks from the set, and a DT foiling skill drain was among those. Now, this won't be the most ordered and open set in the world, and we have no idea on pull rates, but the fact that there's an exact same foiling, it's the old school DT foiling on these cards, even with that set number, it's kind of the third skill drain behind the ultra rare, behind the Lart, and you could argue the first edition rare from Dark Crisis should also be ahead of that. So I think a lot of people are spending maybe not in the know of that reprint or just that excited on the ban list, and you have 1 month's times with your cards before there is a reprint on that. Out of which the Golden Lord is spiking while the other variants of it are getting bought off the market somewhat quickly, but the secret rare is the most notable price that is just spiking really hard. The main deck people think of with skill drain right now, especially if you've been playing Master Duel, it's very impressive with that card at 3. And then we have Sanguine secret rare, we have Golden Land secret rares. They are going up and running out of quantities because people want to play the nicest version of this deck rather than the gold letter rares or gold rare versions. And remember, gold rare versions are a little thicker, so I personally suggest that you double sleeve if you are using them. Make sure your cards are not discernible within the deck, even if you're remote dueling. Be honest duelist, you know? Now, Sky Striker players are celebrating in the streets. Imperial Order got banned, and people are buying these once again. The quantities were filling up, the prices were going down just a hair, and now people are going back in on Widow Anchor, on nice versions of these, and I feel like with this deck, boy, could we use a Shizuku reprint and another Widow Anchor. Those are the two main targets of buyouts whenever this happens, but do think that Anti-Spell Fragrance is still a card that doesn't have the most quantities, was seeing some play last format, but Droplets and Chalice kind of dodged this card and forced the negations on the board that would be part of what Imperial Order would be trying to stop usually. I feel like with Anti-Spell, it has its weaknesses, but still strengths against cards like Dark Ruler no more, Triple Tactic Talent, Lightning Storm, and preventing those from ever really happening to your board. But yeah, Droplet and Chalice still able to just get through this and force things / do their job, which is where this card doesn't excel as much. The Strudo Super Rares are skyrocketing. This card's back to 1, and Halka you can bet is enjoying that as he spikes up in price for the Ultra Rare. Again, I keep pointing this direction, but it's probably more worth to put the money into the Ultimate Rare, and its value stays way more stable, just in case any kind of reprint comes from Hulk, say, and Ghost from the trash too, which may not be trash this year in terms of its singles by the description. We'll have to hold our breath and wait and see. But with Crystal and Hulk, the Ultra Rare is going, and I would be thinking about the ulti versus these spikes to 50, spend the extra $30 and get that more solid value for a max rarity card that could maintain itself. But this is the most interesting tuner that's come back in tandem with Hulk, and maybe a boost to actual Dragon Link decks that have been thirsty for any help. I've seen a lot of that community begging for help on the list. Let me know what this did for your Dragon Link deck, and the rare, very low in quantity, very high in price for what it is also, but what a great card. Fairy Tail Snow Super Rares are also getting way up there. If you had this for past format, congratulations. This is about $13 right now, where it was $4. I think this will settle back a bit, but this is some freaking hype into the game in terms of disruptions and options for certain decks. Astrograph Sorcerer came back. It didn't go too crazy. Pendulum Duelist, somewhat calm about this, but happy. And the funniest thing I could find around this is Zark has been consistently going up. We covered the price spike to around $4 before, and now it's near you know, $5 for the first edition. The unlimited is still relatively calm, but this has been consistently going up for some time, and when I asked why this was an overpulled secret rare in Maximum Crisis, well, there's the show, there's the memory, and you've just been zarked. A lot of my Patreons get zarked by me. I have ultimate zarks from the OCG, and they look freaking cool. Number FZero is falling down right now, despite the PK deck being on the horizon. This has the result of the Recital Starling going down to one where people aren't just making FZero with multiple of those, and I think it is a little interesting how many people are fleeing this because Burn Up is hurt, Lear Lusk is hurt, oh, Tri Brigade's gonna play this way, when Grand Creator pre-sales with this list are suddenly going insanely fast, and that word pre-sale is on there. This is lowered competition. This is not everybody able to list. A very select list of sellers are pre-approved to sell as pre-sellers on TCG Player, so there's not the incentive of competition, and a lot of these are either getting pulled or selling out at ridiculous pacing as people look at this engine from the list and say, yeah, you're gonna come on over here now with the metagame. We'll see how that works in the TCG, but a lot of decks that were in the way got hits where it cleared the way, perhaps, for this to be a much more impactful set. Yeah, Konami playing with the ban list to incentivize the sale of sets, that's never happened before. Emergency Teleport also at 3 while it's a collector rare in here. Interesting move. Raigeki is going up in price for the ultimate rare, and I would be looking at other classic versions if you were building past format decks and try to see what you would be happy with. I personally really like the Prismatic Secret Rare 10 Promo. I almost forgot how to say that word and all my words. But seriously, I think that with the 2022 10s, you need to do something, Konami. This is pretty darn nice. It's something I called a penny stonk a long time ago at $1. And if you listened, right now, these are $5 to $6. And they look great for past formats. And now, current formats, I suppose, although Dark Ruler no more, I'll argue is a far better card for busting a board than Raigeki is for most decks. Lunalights have a little something going on. People are pointing out Serenade and how its price history was up and down. And I actually had my resident Lunalight expert, I'll say, Master Dinnerflax, he's another YouTuber, and his advice is Tiger is definitely a good thing for this list, but seriously, the cards to remember for this deck are Zephyros, Tiger King, Serenade Dance, Perfume, and Raid Raptor cards. But Lunalights not only have consistency issues, but rank 4 have gotten a lot of tools since, so grab for the decks can be in the air some places if you're thinking about them, and if there is a card you want just in case, consider the White Rabbit. In an emergency, it's an emergency Tiger, so basically its effect can act somewhat like that depending, and it beats a lot of floodgates like Tikaboo, Anti-Spell, etc. So I feel like with this card, reading it, when this card is normal summon, you can target one Lunalight monster in your graveyard, except White Rabbit, special summon it in defense. Also, once per turn, you can target a spell/trap card your opponent controls up to the number of other Lunalights you control, which her own effect would achieve one, and return them to the hand. Decent effects, but I do see what he means about this deck has consistency issues, but so many people wanted Tiger back at 1, and it'll be interesting to see, does this deck stand alone? Is it mixed with other things like in the past? How will it perceive itself into the metagame? Will it be Time Thieves? I do agree with this a lot of the takes though, and I do think that Serenade Dance is something to be watching. A Hero Lives Ultimate Rare. This card came back to 2. You also have Duelist Saga bought out, Generation Force bought out, pretty much every holo version of this card bought out. Well, the commons are chill, so get yourself a couple of commons if you're really lamenting, you know, oh, am I gonna be playing Heroes? Oh, Heroes max rarity. Nah, just stick with low rarity heroes. I promise it's fine. They have the same effects. But for you guys going for the nicer hero stuff / going crazy over this, you're paying a premium, as hero players often do. But if you were a true fan, you would have already had it, right? And finally, Danger's got Nessie to 3 on this list, and Tsuchinoko, I've watched this gradually go up over time, skyrocketing a bit over here, where the unlims even are $30-ish, and the first ed is right there, so just get yourself a first ed instead. See the actual, like, difference in the graph? People are going for just the cheapest copy right now, and not really going for first ed. Think if you're getting a secret one, just pay an extra $1 and get a first edition. Ultra rares also somewhat pricey. They've been around 18 and lower in quantity though, so not an immediate jump over here either. But yeah, people would have rather paid, you know, a couple more dollars for a secret. Now it's a huge jump for the unlim. So decide first edition secret or ultra rare, as there's no other version for this Danger Noodle. And then other copies, Nessie is a little cheaper thanks to it having a gold rare, Bigfoot as well. But depending on the version that you want, bit expensive. And also Mothman secret rares creeped up to $4 over time. I hadn't actually noticed this one until you guys, very helpful in the Discord, pointed it out. I want to thank the Discord and the members for helping with each market watch. I usually tag in like at everyone, hey, what's going on? And you guys help so much with bringing the picks for market watch, especially on a scramble like the BANLIST. And regular, yeah, it's $2, so I would probably just go with the secret rare as is. So what have you noticed with the ban list that we missed? I'm sure there's tons of changes going around. Probably people fire selling their Imperial orders despite Time Wizard format. Maybe deals to think about there with what got hit rather than, you know, just the outcome of spikes and that stuff, but we're looking around at stuff like that, such as FZero, right? Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And again, be careful scrambling for cards on ban list day, and there's going to be the scummy sellers that cancel order because it went up, and then there's also going to be the, oh man, the inventory was wrong, but among the legit sellers that are on Crystal Commerce and they got bought out 5 different places within 5 minutes and the system can't update, so be patient with some sellers, but try to use your BS radar when dealing with that, obviously leaving feedback. Again, thanks for watching, and use that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying if you're shopping around today.